How do you do, ladies and gentlemen? What's the real truth about Citizen Kane?
It'll probably turn out to be a very simple thing.
Hey everybody, hope you're doing well. I'm Parker.
And I'm Dracula.
Welcome back to another episode of Better Than Citizen Kane, the highly subjective show where we look at a movie and ask that titular question. Because when every movie ever made is a reasonable contender for the title of greatest film of all time, you have to wonder, Better Than Citizen Kane.
I was kidding earlier. It's Max. Folks, grab your skateboard and show those fangs, because this week we're discussing Anna Lily Amirpour's Iranian vampire western, A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night 2014.
Yes.
And I'm Dracula.
Dracula.
Let me just give that a clean run. I'm
that's
Dracula, by the way.
In case you didn't know.
Oh, and by the way, I'm Dracula. God. Put some respect on my name.
True.
No, that'll be next week. Parker, I don't know what it's like for you, but for me right now, it is a literal dark and stormy night outside. We've been having a lot of thunderstorms.
Ooh, okay.
And tonight is yet another big thunderstorm. Strong winds, cold chills, that sort of thing.
It is not that way over here, but
Okay.
we've been getting a ton of rain, but not tonight. Just a calm October Eve.
A calm October Eve. What is it? 70 degrees?
Something like that.
Yeah.
What are you rocking over there?
What am I rocking over here?
64 right now.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Weather Podcast.
Weather back to Weather Pod.
Weather Pod. It's 55, feels like 45. The wind is providing a minus 10 degree chill.
Ooh, yikes.
There's a high wind warning.
No thanks.
So we're having a good time out here. Honestly though, I like it. It's set the mood for me. Every time it's been stormy over the last few weeks, I've been thrilled. You just got to enjoy the cold weather while we got it.
Absolutely.
While we still have it. Do you ever get emotional thinking about the day that winter doesn't happen anymore?
Yeah.
Anyway,
sorry.
I just realized we're actually not recording an episode of the Weather Pod tonight. We're recording
Are we not?
an episode of Better Than Citizen Kane.
Oh.
The highly subjective
shit.
show where we look at a movie.
Okay. Stand by.
Okay. You have to wonder. Better Than Citizen Kane.
All right, so A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night.
A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night.
Yeah.
Why talk about this in conversation with Kane? I mean, we like it.
We like it. Listen,
It's another week of just a movie we like.
Yeah, like sometimes we have like big historical swings, but honestly, the fact of the matter is when Max and I make these calendars, it is mostly just movies we like or movies we are interested in having an excuse to watch.
It's true. It's true.
Know?
And I had been evading watching this for 4 years.
Yeah.
Since Parker showed it. I thought you'd shown it more than once at a movie night, but it was just that one time.
I have not watched this in 4 years.
Yeah, that's wild.
Which is interesting. But it's one of those, I feel like I talk about it a lot.
You do.
Yeah.
So I had just assumed like, oh, Parker's seen this countless times.
No.
But this is your third watch.
It was my third watch. This was one of the rare saw it once and immediately ordered the Blu-ray. Like this has been on my shelf for a long time,
Gotcha.
But yeah, so it is one of those things that I feel like it's come up a fairly decent amount, but yeah, Max has just been dodging left and right.
It's true, I have. Although now, with the context of you've seen this 3 times, it's more like you like haphazardly threw a dart at me and I was like a few feet away. Mm-hmm. And then like every few months for the last 4 years, you've been like, remember that time? That dart was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was a pretty cool dart.
And I was like, yeah, I wish I'd gotten a look at it. It flew past me from a few feet away. And lo and behold, tonight.
Yeah.
Well, no, a few nights ago, I finally watched. I'm live watching the movie right now.
Whoa!
Max live reaction.
There's the 100th episode. We live watch a film. It's just like, is this better than Citizen Kane? Oh no!
Just like 2 viewers on Twitch. Good.
Yeah.
That's
easy.
a great way to celebrate our 100th episode. Something that I think about every week for sure.
Sure.
No, but it's interesting. We're at an interesting point with the show. We're coming off of a pretty bonkers run of just like historically relevant films, and Transformers 1.
Yeah.
But like we've been hitting a lot of the big ones for the last few weeks. And basically, I actually am the one who put this on the calendar.
Yes, you were.
Because I was like, I want to see this. Parker has been talking about this for a while, and I think about it. I think about how I want to watch it like every year around Halloween time. So I put it on the calendar, and I watched it.
Yeah.
This was my first viewing of this film.
I
knew nothing about it going in, other than the title and that it was Iranian and that it was a vampire movie. And I knew nothing else about it. And I liked it. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah.
I quite liked it. I'm curious to talk to you about it. I was looking into some of the other reviews from folks that we know, some folks just on Letterboxd, and I think some people bring up kind of a common point of discussion about the film. But overall, I was like, this is really oddly charming comes to mind as a word.
Yeah.
It reminds me a lot of, as far as like vampire movies go, it reminds me a lot of Let the Right One In. In the sense that my dad pitched that movie to me as like, this movie's really quite scary. Like, it has these scenes that are really intense and scary.
Yeah.
And when I watched it, I was just like crying at the end. I was like, that was just kind of lovely.
Yeah.
Like, that movie, I just think that movie's lovely.
It is.
And this movie, similarly, not knowing anything going in, I was just kind of like, oh, this is just kind of like a vibe movie.
Vibe is exactly the word that comes to mind when I think about this.
Which makes sense considering all of her influences on this.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just like a cool little vibe movie. Parker failed to tell me, maybe I would have seen it a lot sooner if you'd mentioned, I don't know, that the girl is cool.
See,
that she steals a young kid's skateboard and just has it for the rest of the movie.
I saw your review and I was like, that is accurate and fair of Max to say. And also, knowing Max, I can read between the lines and say that cool, asterisk, also entirely Max's type. Like 100%. I was like, oh, yeah.
You might have gotten me there.
I thought so.
And I'm not normally a vampire person. No. I ask the question to many of my friends. Which spooky Halloween monster would you want to kiss and or get it on with? I ask everyone this question. Listeners, write in. But usually it's like vampire, werewolf, ghost, alien.
Yeah.
And so many people are like vampire. And I'm like, no, that's gross. It's scary.
Yuck.
I don't want to get hurt. It's not interesting to me. That's why I always choose ghost. Yeah. I'd rather be emotionally messed up than I would to have someone bite into my neck. That being said, yeah, Parker, you were right when you said this.
See, this movie proves my point that you can absolutely date a vampire and not get bit and not get hurt.
Are they dating, though?
I don't know.
But your point stands. You're right. I'm sorry. I was trying to catch you off guard. But because now I have a lot to think about, Parker. Yeah. And I have to be like, oh, I hadn't considered what if she was cool.
What if she was cool?
And she didn't bite me.
What if she was a skater boy?
How did you come upon this film the first time you watched it, Parker? How did you hear about this?
I was thinking about this before we recorded, and the best guess I have is maybe this was on a Cinefix video. Like that would be my assumption of where I heard about this for the first time, because I watched it in 2020 and then I watched it again the next year for movie night with everybody, and I haven't seen it since.
Yeah.
But
in fairness, it was a normal few years.
It's a very normal few years for the world and for me personally. But like, yeah, I was really trying to rack my brain about this because I knew you'd be asking, and that's the best guess I can have. I couldn't find the exact video, but I would it seems like something that I would get from like a Cinefix recommend,
Yeah. Your old pal Cinefix.
Indeed. Yeah. They haven't been the same since IGN bought them out, but that's a talk for another time.
I didn't know. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Thanks.
My condolences.
Thanks.
I had no idea.
It's been tough.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I mean, this is okay. So, Okay, do we just want to like overall? I'm like, I don't know. What is the show? Look, listen, everybody. I just got off of like an 8-hour shift with like no chance to sit down.
Yeah.
So I'm a little whoa.
Little punchy.
Little punchy. How do we do the show again, Parker? We sit down.
It feels
a little early to talk about summary and history.
Yeah. We can talk about
like
research.
Like the research. Yeah. Okay. Is it not too early to talk about research?
Okay. Yeah. No. I think we've discussed our histories with the film and talked about why it's here and all that jazz. Yes. So I think we're on to research.
Great. So, the director Amirpour, surname. I didn't actually look up how to say it.
I couldn't find. I tried to find a pronunciation. I couldn't find one. So I think we're going with Amirpour.
She made this as a short film first.
Yes, which I tried to find and isn't anywhere. I really wanted to watch it.
From what I could tell, the short film was just a girl walking home, is tailed by a man, and then he like tries to get her in an alleyway, and she turns around and she eats him. And that's what I heard.
Yeah,
the short film is. Same title, and so that won. An award at what was it called? It was a film festival in Iran. Like it was an Iranian film festival.
Yeah. Newer Iranian Film Festival.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Won best short film.
Yes. And then there was an Indiegogo or a Kickstarter fundraiser, GoFundMe perhaps. One of those.
Yeah.
And it raised funds to shoot the film. They shot it in California. But before all of that, I just want to go through. I read several interviews with the director because I was so curious as to just who she is.
Yeah.
And it's interesting. In an interview she did with Electric Sheep, she talks about they ask like, why did you choose to shoot in America, but in the Farsi language? Obviously, like she talks about this in a few other places. Like the reason that they didn't shoot this in Iran is because of,
like just major censorship. Yeah.
Literally just film censorship, right? Like they wouldn't have been able to make this the way that she wanted to if it was filmed there. So they filmed it in California. And she grew up in California. Yeah. There's this really great quote from this Electric Sheep interview where they say, like, you grew up in California. And she just says, I had my period there. Yeah. I think that's really funny.
Yeah.
But it's interesting because she was in Miami and that was when she was just a kid and she hit puberty in Bakersfield.
Yeah.
And she says, quote, there's this redneck desert, farming, malls. I was going to a mall. I wore short cowboy boots. And there's also all the Mexican gangs and all the Mexican girls that I was mixed up with because I was brown. And that's kind of interesting. And then from there, the interviewer does ask, like, it's interesting that you grew up in America and that the Iranian part of your identity is a place of the mind for you. Because she does mention earlier in that interview about how she doesn't think that a film is the real world. A film is a world of the mind of a person. She specifically shouts out Mulholland Drive from David Lynch. Lynch is a huge inspiration on this film, in case you couldn't tell from watching it. And she thinks of this as a dark fairy tale. She's part Iranian and she's part American, and she was born in England.
Yeah.
She says it's like a soup of so many things. And so this just kind of that's just kind of the background on her as a person, right? Like she has all these kind of different ties. And so that's why they're like, it's interesting that the Iranian part of your identity is a place of the mind for you. And she says, it's a weird thing about Iranian culture. And then she says, we're one of those cultures like Italian or Jewish, where we have very strong families, aggressively imposing families in an awesome way. So I always had my Iranianness in that way. But she kind of talks about how other people in the film were similar, like, what's his name? Arash, his actor. His surname is Marandi. He was in Germany. His family lived there. And Dominic, the character, like he went to Texas, and there's all these people who are from all these kind of different places, but ultimately it's like they're Iranian as well, which I think is really interesting. So that's some background on the people in there. I don't know, but did you do any research as well?
Yeah. Okay. I read through some interviews.
I watched. Sure you have time to talk.
Yeah. I watched the behind the scenes making of on the
great.
DVD. So that was informative. Really interesting thing that kind of gets lost in the sauce unless you're like watching the documentary is, like a lot of independent films, and again, one that was, crowdfunded, this is involving several different production companies, including Spectre Vision, who one of the three founders is Elijah Wood. So Elijah Wood is all over this. Yeah, he's all over the making of this documentary, the making of documentary. He's executive producer, and he's sitting down with her and talking about the film and stuff. It's really interesting. I'll have to send you. She shows him at one point a giant, like, standing, paper canvas where she has written out the entire timeline of the girl. She's like, yeah, I have all this backstory about her. Like, I know exactly where she comes from. I know exactly what happened to her. It's very interesting. But yeah, just she's just talking a lot about, like, being so... She's like, my dad's favorite films were Westerns. I would just sit down and watch Westerns with my dad all the time. And she's like, I loved Sergio Leone. Like, spaghetti Westerns were my jam. And that being such a huge influence on her work in the film as well. There are other little tidbits in there, but you can continue on with what you're doing. That was like the main thrust of my research.
It's interesting. This film does exist. I really do enjoy it when a film, it's a perk of independent film, obviously, but I do enjoy it when it's like, this is such an odd combination of things. Of like, this movie is Lynch and spaghetti Westerns, and like, it's about a vampire. And it's just kind of a lot of different things that feel so unique in that way. And she is just kind of like completely her own person in the way that she comes across in the interviews I read, at least. Like, yeah. I mean, a huge thing about this movie as well is music. Like, music is a huge thing for her. And she talks about in some of these interviews, like the one she did with Vice, of like, she always uses music when she's writing. She uses it with her cast. She listens when they're on scouts and camera tests. She plays all the songs that she has in mind. She
made playlists for each of the characters and sent them to the actors.
Yes. And so that's a big thing, which is interesting because watching this movie, like the girl herself, like we are introduced to the girl just listening to music in her room. She's literally just a girl.
She's just an honest girl.
Truly, though, like, she is just a music fan, which also, to me, and again, not to just talk about other movies, but it reminds me of Only Lovers Left Alive, the Jarmusch film, in which that's literally just like, what would vampires do with all their time? Well, they would become artists, and they would listen to a lot of music, and would, like, be so bored, and would find new ways of listening to music all the time. And so it's really interesting to me that, like, this is the same year as that movie.
Yeah.
Right? Of just kind of, like, this exploration of, like, vampire as a person in a way that, like, they aren't always explored that way. Oftentimes there's a lot of tragedy to them. And that is, you kind of get the sense that that's there because ultimately with the girl in this movie, you get that because ultimately, like, something that she talks about a lot is how this movie is just about loneliness. Like, she literally answers the question. She's asked, like, she says, like, I'm always asked, why did you make this film? She's like, because I was lonely. And making a film is a great way to meet people.
Yeah.
and she has this really interesting quote about the girl where she says about the film. She says, my relationship to my film is like my relationship to my reflection in the mirror. Like how others look at you. Yeah, I have loneliness, and being a person is so singular and lonely in a way, fundamentally. And also when you're making stuff, you go even more into your little mind tunnels. I think I just want magic and meaningful connections and intimacy, and it's so hard, and life can be so automated, and it's terrifying. That's why I love music, because it's that, and it's instantly that. And it's really special when it happens with other people, because that's really rare. And, like, this is all so clearly in the film while being almost entirely subtextual.
Yeah.
Right? Like, we don't know almost anything about the girl.
No. Next to nothing.
Next to nothing about her, other than that she has a lot of band posters on her wall.
Which is funny. You talk about her quote about, like, films are a dream reality, like it could be anything. And that extended, again, these kind of weird quirks of indie filmmaking. She's like, well, we couldn't license the likeness of famous musicians, but we figured that this is a weird alternate reality. So all the band posters, it's Madonna and Michael Jackson, but it's crew members photoshopped on top of their faces, and they're different. Like they're slightly different.
My dad and I caught that without realizing, because my dad I watched this with my dad, and he saw the Madonna poster, and was like, my roommate in college had that same poster, and I was like, oh, that's so funny. And then there was a pause, and then he went, or maybe that's not Madonna. He's like, I don't know. It looks like that poster.
Yeah, it's that funny. Poster. It's just with someone else.
That's really funny. That's really great. And
it might. Smart. I'm trying to remember. It might be Margaret Atwood. Like I think she met. I think that they met at Comic-Con, and like she asked for permission. She's like, yeah, totally do it.
Wow.
Like, I'm almost positive that's who she said it was.
That would be wild, and I hope that's true.
Yeah.
Something else that she said about making this film was, she says it, where does she say it? She says like, she says, I felt like I was making my own country in a way. Here's the rules, and here's the citizens, and now is the place, and everyone can come and visit, and if you like it, stay. Yeah. Like that's how she viewed making this film, because it is such an imaginary limbo, returning to that sense of like, I created a dream, and all these people live in a place called Bad City.
Yeah.
And it's Iran, but it's not Iran. And that, I mean, again, it's a testament to what people are always going on about, the right people are always going on about like, diverse voices matter for a reason.
Yeah.
All people should get the chance to make what they want to make, because nothing else looks or feels like this movie. Right? So there you go.
Yeah.
Is that all I have? That's potentially all I wanted to talk about from the interviews. Do you have anything else you want to say before we get into summary? I mean, that's kind of prefacing here.
Yeah, I think that's a good preface. There may be little bits and pieces in here that I'll toss in as we go, but like, yeah, I think that's the major stuff for sure.
Great. We don't want to talk about the interview with Filmmaker magazine that I sent you.
No, I don't think. Other than it was a very bad interview.
Wildly bad.
Like wildly bad.
To the
which
point
is
that at
crazy.
the end, the interviewer goes, "What is a question I should have asked but didn't, that you think is relevant to this film?" And I think that's so funny to watch.
That's very telling. Yeah.
Okay.
The other thing that I'll mention, just because it won't come up anywhere else, is that this was adapted into a 6-part graphic novel that same year.
It was. Also
detailing more of this kind of past stuff that she had lined out, which is really cool.
Man, I want to see that.
I'd be very curious to give that a read.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we are on to summary.
Oh, Arash Marandi is literally the.
Yeah.
That's literally the guy's name.
Yep, just Arash.
He's a rockabilly-styled young man. What I think is interesting about the start of this movie is that you don't actually know when it's set at first.
Yeah, because he looks so greaser,
and his car is old. And he goes, look at this car I bought. It's like, I had to work a long time to get this car. And you're like, what year is it?
What year are we?
Then when he's gardening, he,
we get like a flat screen TV.
Has a cell phone.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, he's just quirky.
Yeah.
Anyway, he steals a cat.
Yep. Just like, I'll take that.
Technically. And on his way back to his car, he passes by Rockabilly, who is a trans woman. Which
is an interesting quote from Amirpour about this is, where did you go?
I'm right here.
Oh, hi. Yes, she says that, quote, if there's one political thing in the film, it's not the chador, it's rockabilly, because it's not okay to be gay in Iran, is the quote that she has, which I just like, it's interesting, the use of rockabilly throughout the film as like almost an omniscient observer.
Yeah, it's just an observer, really.
Yeah, it's just, it's yeah, and we never get to know much about them.
No.
But
It's very interesting. Oh, yeah. So then Arash walks over a bridge with a ditch full of corpses.
Yeah.
Doesn't really react. Title card. Fascinating.
Yeah, it's
I didn't
it's
catch that until just now. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know that later, obviously, the body goes there, but
Yeah.
I didn't catch that
Yep.
when I was first watching. Anyway, gets into his car. The street urchin asks for money. He says,
Yep.
I have no money. Look at this car I got. I spent so much time saving up money to get this car. He doesn't say it like that. He drives off. Also, the oil pump jacks are so interesting.
Yeah, another curious visual motif as well. Like
Because immediately I was like, vampire.
Yeah, like sucking out of the earth.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
But Hossein, Arash's father, he's watching TV. He injects a syringe of heroin between his toes and he lies back.
Yep, Marshall Manesh.
Yes, and he's just having a nice night in. He's just having a nice night in.
Yeah.
Surely nothing will interrupt. There's a loud knock at the door. And Arash opens it to see Saeed.
Yes.
Dominic Reigns plays Saeed.
I love his look. It is so
directly
extreme.
Inspired by who's that musician? There's a musician that it is literally like the look of stolen from. I can't remember exactly.
Yeah, the name's slipping in my mind as well,
but Saeed is like the local pimp and drug dealer.
Yeah.
And Hossein doesn't have the money, and Saeed's like, okay, I'm gonna take Arash's car. Right? And Arash is like, no, that's my car. Like it's not his money. Like,
yeah,
it doesn't count, but he takes it anyway. Also was immediately so stressed out for the cat. So I picked up the cat and I was like, if this movie, because here's the thing, I am not a dog person. And I have some friends who are like, they are people who are like, need to know, does the dog die?
Yeah.
Before they watch a movie. And sometimes I do get a little like, okay, guys, like, I think like you can, if a dog dies in a movie, it's fine.
Sure.
And then the minute a cat is in danger, I'm like, no, I don't
touch them.
I don't fuck around with that. So I'm a hypocrite in that sense.
Sure.
But he's fine. The cat's fine. The cat makes it out okay.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, the cat totally makes it out okay.
Yeah.
Cat's
Everyone
fine.
in this scene makes it out okay. That's a lie. Only the cat. And Arash. But we'll get there. So, yeah, Arash decides to go after him, but it's too late, so he drives off. Arash punches a wall. Arash rides his bike to work. This is when he's doing that gardening. And the young woman, playing basically a character called the Princess.
Yeah.
His employer calls him in to fix her TV. He takes some earrings from her while she's out of the room. He convinces her to leave the room, swipes the earrings. And then... that night, Saeed is showing off Arash's car in front of Ati Muzan Marno, who is a prostitute in an empty parking lot. He tells her to get in. She hands him a wad of cash. And then...
about this scene, there is a very funny tidbit in the making of documentary where she talks about how, like, differences in cultural audiences of... she showed this at, a screening in Iran, and that was the first time that his appearance got a laugh because his tattoos all say different things. And the one on the side of his head literally says pussy pusher, which is slang for a pimp. And she's like, yeah, my mom did all those. I had my mom do the calligraphy for those. And Elijah Wood just thinks that's the funniest thing in the world.
That is really funny. I like that his neck tattoo just says sex.
Sex. Yeah.
Awesome.
Such
the
a
minute
cool
I saw
guy.
this guy, I was like, this guy's so cool.
This guy's so cool.
Oh man. It's really interesting how this scene in the car is shot, though. It took me a long time to realize it was the windows in the back seat of the car. I thought it was like side view mirror shot.
Oh, interesting.
But it didn't make sense. Like it didn't line up. And I was like, that's a really interesting way of like messing with reality, is to have like side view mirror shots from behind them, basically. And then later I was like, oh no, it's the windows.
It's the windows.
But really interesting and really great framing in there. Just to this point, I mean, we got through a lot of the summary there, but like, what do you think of how this looks?
I love the use of anamorphic lenses in this. I love just like the bowing and stretching of light is crazy. There's a scene later on where the girl is stalking Ati, and Ati turns around, and the use of the lens flare to like put a stripe of light across her eyes for that whole scene is so cool. It's rad.
Really.
But
cool.
yeah, I really love the way this thing looks. What about you?
I agree. Do I have anything interesting to say? Not especially.
Not at the moment.
Because I do really like the windows in that scene. I think it's very interesting. Saeed gets his finger sucked, and then something else.
Indeed.
But then he sees the girl.
Yeah. His first appearance.
Yes.
The striped shirt is really a fun detail that I like a lot.
I like that it's literally
I tried
just
to
like,
echo it. I'm wearing some stripes at the moment.
Oh, very nice. Yeah. It's just like 2014, you know?
Yeah.
I'm just like, yeah, that's just like a 2014 t-shirt.
Totally.
You know? Thin black stripes on a white shirt. Come on.
Yeah.
She's literally just a girl.
Literally just a girl walking home alone at night.
At night. Yeah.
And during the making of and all of that, Amirpour talks about how like she was so taken by the image of just the chador as vampire cloak and cape. Yes. And like the shots we get later on of it like billowing out behind as she's skateboarding. It's just, it's something that you and I talked about a little bit with the movie Kronos, that like, I love filmmakers that take traditional vampire iconography and do something twisted and interesting with it. And like Del Toro has a lot of fun with that in Kronos. And I like it. It's just here as well. Like I really enjoy taking these iconographies that we all are well versed in shorthand and finding new interpretations of them.
Yeah. Well, and she has this quote from that interview I was talking about earlier, where the interviewer says, I liked the chador for the vampire because it's very visual, but it's very visual. But it's also very interesting because it is a piece of clothing that has become a symbol for the oppression of women, and in your film it becomes a superhero cape. And she says, and a brilliant disguise, like no one is going to expect it from her. Yeah. For me, it was just because I put one on. I had one as a prop in a movie and put it on for the first time. It felt like a stingray. I instantly felt like a creature. I just love that. It moves and it's made of a different kind of fabric. It's very soft and it catches the wind and it's beautiful. Yeah. And I just felt like a badass. And then I thought this would be an Iranian vampire. This is it. It's this girl. And the whole idea for the film started with this character. Yeah. And I love that of like, she literally just put on this garment as a prop for another movie and then was like, oh, well, no, wait, vampire.
Yeah.
And I think that's great.
The stingray comment reminds me too of the way it's used in Persepolis, where like they become like snakes almost like crowding around her, and it's just these big blocks of black, you know?
Which is also interesting because another influence on the girl as a character was she and the actress talked a lot about cobras and watched a lot of videos of cobras on YouTube to prep for the film. But also what I do like is that she does call out the interviewer a little and says, and the whole thing about whether, like you said, it's something that symbolizes oppression for women, I think somebody who is Muslim maybe wouldn't feel that way. You feel that way because that's what you're bringing. I do like flipping the script, but it's about something else. In this world with all these people in all these countries and all these places, we come up with it, and then she just kind of talks about like how we're all different and everyone's from different places. But I do think that is interesting of like, obviously here we're going to be like, wow, she's really turning a symbol of oppression into like a powerful thing. And she's like, she's just a creature. Yeah. She's like, she's a stingray.
Yeah. An animal.
Yeah. And it's a disguise, like in the same way that like, you know, you wouldn't expect, you just wouldn't expect a vampire to be this girl.
Totally.
Right. And so, but I really like how like the whole idea of this film comes from this character as just a notion at the beginning, and now like it's so clear how much love she's poured into this movie and into this. I think she has a quote from another thing, I can't remember exactly where it's from, but she says like, I am so obsessed with every part of this movie in a way that almost feels unhealthy. And I'm like, that's a great way to
that's how you should feel about your films.
That's how you should feel about your own films, right?
It's really cool.
I think that's really cool. So yeah, we're back to the summary. We're introduced to the girl when Saeed sees him and he gets out of the car and he kind of looks for her. He just tells.
Yeah. Well, like he sees her in the rearview mirror. He like jolts and she's like, what's wrong? And they both look back and no one's there.
Right. Yes. But then he's basically like, okay, get out of the car. Like, go.
Yeah, takes her money, doesn't give her a cut.
Yeah, and he leaves. Well, actually, he tells her to stop crying and calls her a hag before reviving the engine and driving off. Thank you, Summary, for clarifying that. Next, we see the girl leaving a convenience store with a bag, and she walks to her apartment, where she's listening to music and dancing with her veil off. And she just applies lipstick and makeup, and she's just being a girl. And then she prepares to go out again. Back in her veil, she passes Saeed on an empty street, attracts his attention. And then he kind of like looks back, and she's stopped and is looking at him. He says something. He says like,
"So what now?"
Yeah, so what now? And then he very much being like, all right, you're gonna come home with me, you know. And she does. She goes to his apartment, and he's just he's such a cool he's such a cool guy. He's got like posters of lions and a tiger blanket, and he plays like some electronic music.
Yep. He does 3 lines of coke.
3 lines of coke. And then he dances around.
His little like peacock dance he does for her while undressing. His little
strut. Yeah.
It's so funny.
It is. But here's the thing: is watching this movie, did you knew she was a vampire going in?
I think I did. Yeah, I feel like I had known that.
And you knew that it was going to be this girl who was the vampire.
Yeah.
Because obviously for me, like, when she's at her house, I wasn't like, this is the vampire.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, when she follows him home, I was like,
I mean, she's introduced with, like, an impossibly quick disappearance, you know? Like,
sure.
It's supernaturally
Well, but here's
fast.
the thing is, genuinely, when I saw it for the first time, I wasn't sure who was in that rearview mirror. I wasn't sure if it was Rockabilly or if
sure.
Because
okay, that makes sense.
The first time we see her, she's at a distance.
Yeah, that's true.
So I didn't know this was that same girl. Because then the next time we see her, she's coming out of a convenience store.
That makes sense.
I'm not dumb, Parker. Come on this show, and Parker's always insinuating. So he's insinuating that I don't get it. No, I'm just kidding.
Know me.
It's a joke. Yeah, I know you. You're very that. That's who you are.
Obviously.
So he's dancing. She doesn't really seem interested.
Yeah, she's like, oh,
she taps the cymbal on a drum. He approaches to her, and when he caresses her mouth, she bares her fangs. And sound effect on that, it's good.
Really good.
Really cool. Good. And I mean, you just get stoked.
Yeah.
Anytime a vampire reveals their fangs, you're just like...
Well, it was so funny because when he's in the car with Ati, and he, does his stroke down the cheek and then plays with her lips, and then she starts sucking his finger. Ellie just goes, bite his finger off. And I was just like, oh, just you wait.
And you had to bite your tongue.
I had to bite my tongue. It's true.
Yeah.
And then we got it. It's so good. It's so, again, great sound design too. Just like the crunch and the squelch.
Yeah. Really good.
Bites his finger off.
But also that's on him for someone revealing fangs that come out, and he kind of goes, "Oh, huh."
He's like, "Ah, hey."
Then
I assume
on
his reaction makes me think that he's like, "Oh, the drugs are kicking in." Like, "Oh, I'm high." Okay. Like that's how I read that reaction, but it is still just so funny.
Yeah, it's really funny. And then he just gets his finger in there anyway, and then she bites it off.
I do love the moment that she has of doing the same motion with his cut off finger to him, like rubbing it across his lips and sticking it in his mouth. I'm like,
oh, so funny. Yeah, it's awesome. She's
good.
Really cool.
Yeah, she's really cool.
And then she drinks his blood. Yep. Arash shows up. He wants to trade the stolen pair of earrings back for his car. Would that have worked?
Doubtful.
But then she leaves, and he.
I do love this shot where he's at the gate and we see her come down the stairs out of focus and she stops for a second. And it's just basically her knees down. We don't see her face or anything, but she just stops. And then she kind of closes her chador around her because her shirt is covered in blood. And she's got messy, it's interesting because it could be misconstrued as smeared lipstick, but she's still just got blood all over her face. So she just kind of closes up and shuffles past him.
And leaves the gate open for him. He goes in. Saeed is dead. He takes the car keys back. And then he dumps the body in the ditch.
Yep.
But also he finds in the briefcase drugs, money, and a gun.
Yep. He's like, I guess this is my job now.
I guess this is my job now. I guess I'm the guy who's going to do this now. Bob Cratchit finds Scrooge dead and goes, "This is my job.
This is my
now
job.
I'm going to be that awful guy."
Nobody told Arash, but like, local drug dealer works the same way as local sheriff. If you find the sheriff dead, like, you have to take the badge and it's you
it
now.
works the same as the Santa Claus.
Right.
If you find the Santa Claus dead, then you become the Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Is that movie better than Citizen Kane? I guess we'll have to find out sometime.
I guess we'll have to find out.
Don't burn it. Don't burn it. Don't burn the discussion. Arash does stop at home and gives his father a glass of water. His dad's like, "You'd be better off if I was dead." And Arash tells him to drink some water.
He's like, "Shut up, Dad. Drink."
Which is kind of nice.
Yeah.
The girl has a bath. Oil drill machines again. Arash. That's when Arash throws Saeed's body into the ditch.
Yep.
There's a lot of stuff going on here. Arash has a broken hand. He gets to put in a cast. Pays in cash.
Yep.
The princess admires her nose. I mean, yeah. So this is the next big thing. So Hossein walks nervously around. And he's following Ati, and he asks to talk to her. She ignores him. Finally, Ati dismisses him and tells him to come back when he has money. And Hossein sees the girl across the street, and she mirrors his movements.
Yeah.
And it's kind of just like...
Just fucking with this guy. Yeah.
Like, just kind of fucking with him, genuinely. And she lets him go. And then she sees the street urchin. And this is maybe the best scene in the movie, in my opinion.
There's one other scene I prefer, but it's a close second.
Sure.
But yeah, it is.
As far as like intimidating vampires.
Totally, yeah. Like as far as scary vampire stuff goes, this is the best.
It's the best.
Yeah.
It's kind of the only scene she really gets to be scary to the audience in the same way, right?
Yeah, totally.
Like, from hereafter, we're basically like on her side. And we've been on her side before this.
Yeah, because she got rid of the bad guy.
Right, but in this scene, you're kind of like...
Why are you intimidating this kid?
Yeah, I was like, is she actually cool?
Yeah.
But she sees the street urchin, and when he stops to eat a piece of candy, we get the classic, he looks behind him, she's not there, he walks forward, bumps into her.
Boom.
And she basically is just like, "Are you a good boy? Like, are you good?" And he's like, "Yeah." And she's like, "Don't lie."
So
and her voice
lying.
gets really scary. And
says that she will pluck out his eyes and feed them to dogs.
Yes. And she says that she's going to be watching him for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
And then she says, "So be a good boy."
And then he runs off and he leaves his skateboard.
And she takes the skateboard. And it's the best.
Yeah.
I was so thrilled I didn't know that about this movie.
It's pretty great.
Fun fact, isn't it? It's Amirpour. It's the director who is
doing most of the skateboarding.
Skate stunt. She's the skate
she's the skate double. She's a skate double.
Skate double, yeah. Because she's been skating her whole life. And she skates down the street and her cape billows behind her. She's so cool.
So cool.
She's so cool.
Yeah. Ignore the child intimidation that just barely happened. She's so cool. Keep moving.
Did she get the skateboard from a child? Yes.
Don't worry about it.
That's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah, Hossein only wants drugs. Arash makes a Halloween costume. He's Dracula. He goes to a Halloween party.
It's a really good cape for being homemade. Like, genuinely, I was like, man, you like really got the seams on that.
Why are you taking up the mantle of Saeed? You should just be making clothes.
You could just be a costumer, my guy.
Just be a costume designer.
Yeah. You and Norman Bates, man. You could go big.
This is another week in a row where we're like, why are you doing
this?
Anything else? Just be a costume designer.
Be a costume designer.
Come on.
That's so funny.
I like that. I don't know, I just find him charming. What do you think about Arash in this movie?
I like him. Like, it's interesting because, like, the way he's coded visually should make us feel like he's gonna be some misogynistic creep, like just the rockabilly look and the slick back hair and the car and all this stuff. It's like, okay, you should probably suck more But he's just kind of charming. He is somebody who seems to be trying to navigate a really difficult living situation while still being as like clean cut and honest as he can be about it, right? Like he seems to have a code that he tries to uphold. And like he's, obviously he steals the earrings to try and get his car back and stuff like that, but he's just charming. Like I don't know, he's a likable character. Despite a lot of stuff kind of stacked against him in that regard.
Yeah, that's a good point. And also now he's a drug dealer.
And
yet I still like him.
Yeah, nice guy.
And Shada is like, you're gonna have ecstasy as well.
Take the drug.
And he does.
Yeah.
And he just kind of dances sad and dazed.
Yeah, but he tries to kiss her and she's like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah, but then she's like, are you good?
He's like,
just kind of...
Yeah.
But then he's outside. And this is also a great little scene.
It's a really good
just
scene.
Him walking along in this neighborhood.
Just staring up at the lamp.
It looks like a fake neighborhood.
Yeah.
It's so surreal and weird.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's just staring at this lamp. The anamorphic lens is like bending the lamp too and makes it look really strange. And then the girl rolls up on a skateboard.
Yep. He's just like, where are we?
This is where they meet. He's like, literally,
where are we? Where is
this? I live in
this?
Bad City. And she's like, this is Bad City. He's like, I guess
this doesn't look like Bad
This
City.
doesn't look like Bad City. And he approaches her and introduces himself as Dracula.
It's really funny.
Extra funny in context. He says he won't hurt her and leaves, and she follows him. And then he sits down. And he hugs her too. He like throws the cape around her.
He's like, you're so cold. He just kind of like gives her a hug.
He's just a nice guy.
He's just kind of nice and silly, you know?
And then he sits down in the middle of the street.
Yep.
She's like, you could go to my house. And he's like,
I cannot get back up.
I can't get back up.
And she pushes it
on the skateboard.
The cut to her pushing him on the skateboard is really good. I love it.
It's a great little meet cute.
Yeah, it's nice.
They're at the apartment.
This is my favorite scene in the movie.
Okay.
I think this is the best scene in the movie.
The minute that you were like, actually, I was like, okay, fine. I know.
Yeah, okay, fine.
Because they're in the... You explain it then.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're at her...
All right,
white guy.
Explain the scene.
They're at her apartment. She puts on a record, and he gets transfixed by this disco ball she has hanging from the ceiling, and he gives it a spin. And there's this shot that is probably like 2.5 minutes long. It's this wonderfully composed image where she's all the way at the right side of the frame, listening to the record and looking down at the turntable. And behind her is the posters on all the walls out of focus. And just like the spinning lights, the whooshing of the little dots of light from the disco ball. And slowly he comes in behind her and like... just gets really close. And in the documentary, they talk about like the power and electricity that exists in the space before you touch someone. Yeah. And just like, that's what I love about this shot. Like
that's hand-holding cinema.
It's hand-holding cinema.
This
100%.
follows the same principle in magic as hand-holding cinema.
Yeah. And I love it. It's it's so good. It's so good to look at. It just feels great when you watch it.
Yeah.
I think it's really great. And like, he leans into her and she turns and she pushes his head back and he's just so like in the moment and also just drugged out that he sits there and she gets really transfixed by his neck and goes for it for a moment and then stops herself and just lays her head on his chest.
And hears his heartbeat and we hear his heartbeat and it's lovely. And
it's
then
really
they
good.
Have sex? ?
Yeah, I would assume as much.
If you're listening to somebody's heartbeat, you know. You're in trouble. But
that's how they get you.
Kind of get this other interesting little scene with Rockabilly dancing with a balloon, which is the DVD menu. Which I thought was really interesting.
It's very curious.
And it's the last remnants of the night's party. Meanwhile, Hussein wonders why Arash won't eat his fried eggs for breakfast. Hussein calls him an idiot and says, "Congratulations, handsome," which is pretty funny.
It's pretty funny.
Addie Ati keys Arash's car, believing it to be Saeed's. She notices the girl watching her and moves on. The girl stalks her. The girl says nothing but shows Ati the jewelry and watch that she stole from Saeed when she killed him, and Ati takes the girl home with her. And they're just kind of sitting there. Ati offers her a plum. She takes one but does not eat it. I was kind of like, don't eat the food. That's bad for you, I think. I'm pretty certain that food is bad for vampires.
I want to know who wrote this summary. This is so beat
so
by beat
detailed, isn't it?
That's crazy.
It's bonkers. I pulled this from the IMDb synopsis.
Sure.
This person was just live watching and writing down every single thing that happens. What do you think about this scene between Ati and the girl, without getting into all these nitty gritty details?
It's interesting. Like I find it curious. Again, when you think about the fact that the girl is ancient, she's very, very old, and you kind of forget that with how cool and hip she is. But it's like in this scene in particular, it feels like this is a conversation she's had with women for decades. Of just like, you don't remember what you want anymore. Like you've been so swallowed up by this thing that has taken over your life that you don't even know what you don't desire any, you don't want anything.
Yeah.
I find it interesting as like a reflection back on her of she kind of feels like she doesn't want anything at the beginning of this movie other than just to survive and eat, and live.
Yeah. But again, the thing that's so interesting about this movie is so much of this is completely unsaid.
Yeah.
Does the girl say anything?
She does. Like she says something about that. Like she does say.
Right. She says, Ati is saving money.
Yes.
Like she's like, you're saving money, but you don't know what for.
Yeah.
But you almost, coming away from this movie, you almost forget that she does say things. Mm-hmm. Because
she doesn't talk a lot.
She doesn't talk a lot, but she also doesn't feel like an observer in the sense that Rockabilly does. Mm-hmm. She's just, I don't know. It is really interesting. And of course she talks. She literally intimidated the girl. What am I talking about?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
She intimidated the young boy, the street urchin. But question about the performance of the girl though. Do you buy that she's ancient?
Yeah, I think so. There's a heaviness to her. There's a weight there for sure.
Yeah. What is the actress's name who plays the girl?
Her name is, where was it? Sheila Vaughn?
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. She's great. I think she's really fantastic in this and was Amirpour's first and only choice. She's like, it was you. It was always you,
Yeah.
Which I think is great. Oh, she's in Argo. Interesting.
It is an
Snowpiercer TV show.
It's an interesting scene between her and Ati. Do you feel that that's the theme of the movie, is about desire and wanting something more? Do you feel it's reconnecting with desire?
I think so, because we get to see Arash as someone who inherently wants things. From the moment we see him, he steals a cat because he wants it. He saved up money for this fancy car because he wanted it, Yeah,
he takes Saeed's stuff when he sees the opportunity because he's like, I'll do this.
Yeah, totally. He is someone who seizes opportunity and is ambitious.
Which is also interesting with Hossein being an addict. Mm-hmm. He does desire it, but at this point it's not even really desire. It's just
it's
an
habit.
Addiction. It's
need.
It's an
addiction.
It's habit, right? Mm-hmm. And that's kind of interesting. Saeed obviously does desire things, but almost uses his desire as control over others.
Yeah.
He uses that as an engine for control.
Totally. And this idea of want versus need and how that transpires, we get to see that in the girl, right? Where vampirism is an addiction. It's a need, right?
Yeah.
She needs to do this to live. And what we've gathered so far, and as we see later in the film as well, she kind of only targets bad men, Mm-hmm. She goes out of her way to observe whether these men are shitty or not. And then...
that's the entire implication of the scene with the street urchin.
Right.
Yes, she's exactly. Are you a good boy?
Yeah, are you a good boy? And
And I find
it so interesting that, again, this handoff of want versus need is that she doesn't kill Arash because she deems Arash to be a good person, and then has to go out and kill a homeless person instead, you know?
That is,
and like someone she knows nothing about, and she kills this person. Like, that's an interesting break in the pattern, you know? But observing the way Arash influences her to wanting things again, you know, and making active choices to change her circumstance rather than just going through the motions day to day. So all to say that, yeah, like I think you're right. I think this film probably is kind of the thesis idea of the movie.
Which is also interesting we are looking for a piece of this theme in every character who appears on screen.
Mm-hmm.
What does that say about Rockabilly as well? Right? Of like, even though we don't really get any scenes with her, you are kind of like, well, if she's just an omniscient observer almost, then you do wonder, like, does that apply desire to her? Like, can we then go, well, she obviously also wants to be part of all of this.
Sure.
And is, like, she's at the Halloween party.
Yeah.
But, like, she's in that, she appears briefly, but I don't know. And then, like, thus, like, her playing with the balloon.
Yeah.
Right after, in like an empty street, right after we have the scene between Arash and the girl. It's kind of interesting. I don't know. Yeah.
We're figuring this out on the fly. We're unpacking.
We're unpacking on the fly. We're finally getting to something interesting. But Arash left her a note that says, meet me at the power plant tomorrow at 10 p.m. Dracula.
Signed Dracula. It's very good.
And like, he doesn't know she's a vampire at this point.
No. It's
really funny. Oh yeah, and the girl feeds on that and on that homeless man after the scene with Ati, right, as well. The girl dreams of Arash walking forward through a dark tunnel. He stops midway through the tunnel.
Again, could tie back into this idea of want. She's like, do I want this guy? Do I want to?
It's true.
It's interesting.
It's also interesting that it's a dark tunnel and he's coming out of the light. Of like, almost like, without desire is a dark tunnel. How often do you see a vampire's dreams anyway? The girl and Arash meet outside the power plant. He brought her a hamburger. She doesn't eat it. He says he doesn't know anyone who doesn't like hamburgers.
He's like, I've never met someone who doesn't like a hamburger.
And they have this conversation about how he doesn't know her. And he's like, no, like, I know you because the music you listen to. And he also knows that her ears are not pierced. And gives her the earrings, but says, it's a bummer you can't wear them. And she's like, then pierce my ears then.
Yeah. I do love to, again, working around the issues of indie film. He asks what the last song she listened to was, and she says, Hello by Lionel Richie, which is such, I don't know if this is intentional or not, but like my brain instantly starts playing that song in my head while I'm watching the scene, and you get like subconscious instrumentation from the viewer without having to, you never have to pay the rights.
Yeah.
It's clever. It's good filmmaking.
Until companies realize that if you just tell people, hey, think of this song.
Think of this song.
And they're going to be like, you have to pay us for that, actually.
You
have to pay us a lot of money for every person that heard that in their head.
Sorry. Anyway, you were talking about the ears piercing.
Well, I mean, it's a very interesting scene as well, and it's really cute. She's like trying not to show the fangs. Yeah, it's kind of. I mean, it's cute. Whatever. It's not cute actually.
It's not cute actually at all.
Yeah, and he pierces her ears with a safety pin, and then he kisses her, but she stops him. She's like, I've done many bad things, and he says she doesn't know what he's done either.
It's like, I dumped a drug dealer in a ditch, man.
It's their first kind of big romantic scene. Yeah. Right, and it kind of hits on like almost like some romance tropes with like the train. I don't know, but also it doesn't feel that tropey in that same way. I don't know. Thoughts on the scene?
All I thought when I was watching that, I was like, man, they must have waited so long to set up that shot with the train. They're like, okay, it's coming. It's coming. Go, 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 go.
What's the line in Super 8? Production value?
Yeah, production value.
No, that's not this year. We're not doing that this year. I was like, is that? No, it's not on the calendar. Sane has his breakdown, screams at the cat, asking it what it wants.
Yep.
The theme.
Mm-hmm.
The cat says, "That's the theme of the movie."
Yep.
He thinks that the cat is the reincarnation of his dead wife.
Mm-hmm. Freaks out, breaks a bunch of photos.
Yep. This is breakdown.
And Arash has had it. He's had enough. And he gives him money, gives him drugs, and tells him to get out.
Get out.
He's like, get out, take the cat with you. Which audibly makes me go, no. Every time.
I'm like, don't send the cat with him.
What did the cat do?
What did the cat? You picked up the cat.
Yeah.
That's your cat, Arash.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Yep.
A record plays. Ati's apartment. Hossein tells Ati that he wants her to dance for him like the old days.
Mm-hmm.
Hossein wants her to do heroin with him. Ati refuses. Ati
ties her up. He takes off his belt and binds her hands and
he injects her anyway.
He force injects her.
Yeah, and she goes limp.
So what do you make of the series of shots of the cat watching, and then we go to the girl like being alerted that something has happened? What do you make of these?
She's plugged into the cat.
She's plugged into the cat, right?
I mean, yeah, sure.
Yeah, I don't know. Don't know what else it would be, you know?
Yeah. I think, yeah. And then famously the girl says, "I just heard 1,000 voices."
That's true.
Blah, 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 blah.
And in a really great oneer in the film, throws the chador off and is revealed to be Alec Guinness underneath the whole time.
Yeah, and you go, Alec
Surprise,
Guinness?
Alec Guinness.
Wow.
Happened to you again.
It happened to me again. What do you mean?
What are you talking about?
He's been dead 15 years. Anyway, no, it is interesting, but I was just kind of like, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I just kind of immediately was like, yeah.
Yeah, cat connection.
Cat connection, sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, girl shows up and like drags.
I mean, it is interesting that the cat should like. Sorry.
Yeah, you're good. Good.
Arash picks up the cat the same day that the girl seems to show up in town. How long has she been in this town?
I mean, she lives there. Like, she's got an apartment.
She's got her whole house.
Yeah. I don't know.
First time when she shows up in his life, it's the same
sure.
time the cat
Yeah,
shows up
there
in
you go.
his life, basically, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She shows up. She kills him.
Yep.
And Ati sees all of it and is frightened.
It's true. Yeah.
I need you to know that after this happens and they cut to the shot outside of them dragging his body out the door and along the street, just instinct, like by habit, I just turned to Ellie and go, Gromit, wake up! We've got to hide the body! There's no cheese and crackers in prison, Gromit!
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the good old days.
The good old days.
That TikTok. She helps her, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
she does help her.
Mm-hmm.
She's scared, but she's also like...
Yeah, she's like, all right, we gotta get this taken care of.
To hide the body.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Take him to an alley.
If that was a matter of loaf and death, would a matter of loaf and death be better?
I think so.
Okay. I think so too.
When are we doing Wallace and Gromit?
Eventually. We'll get there.
We'll get there. Street urchin spots him. He sees all this.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And then he brings Arash to Hussein's body.
Yeah.
And Arash
I do like that POV shot quite a bit of like the hand in front of the lens being led by the street urchin and just seeing a small crowd around the body.
Yeah.
It's very effective.
Really effective. And Arash is like, do you know what happened here, basically? But he begins packing a suitcase, leaves in his car. Girl has the same dream of him.
Yep.
Arash waits for her outside the door, lets him in. He tells her they have to leave the city and to pack her things.
Mm-hmm.
And then she changes into her usual. She's like, "Hold on, let me get my
costume.
Let me get my shirt on.
Yep.
My favorite,
my patented shirt.
My patented shirt.
What bleach is she using? I've got to know. How is she getting these stains out? It's crazy.
No, it's just like a cartoon situation. In the closet, there's
she's just got 24 of these things. I understand.
Same shirt.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, this is such a detailed summary.
Yeah.
Like, do I need to read all of this?
But
he does realize that she has something to do.
Because the cat walks out.
comes-
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's a really good...
The cat's out of the bag.
Cat's out of the bag.
If you could say.
His reaction, I really love. Just like the lowered head and like just gazing up kind of past the brows as just he's piecing everything together. And he watches her get the jewelry, and it's just like a huge stack of loose jewelry. She just like scoops into the suitcase.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of, it's slowly just dawning on him what has happened.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, but they get pretty far. You know,
Yeah.
they've been driving, and then he pulls over. And gets out and kind of paces nervously.
Yeah.
And then he gets back in, and they're very quiet, and the cat is between them.
The cat is ridiculously fat in this scene. Did you notice there's a wide cat from this angle? Like that is
Well fed.
well-fed
They're taking
cat.
care of this cat.
Yeah, they are.
You know, he saved it from the streets, it seems. Puts a cassette in, and they finally look at each other, and then he starts the car, and they drive off into the night. Again, this film plays with silence so well. Right? Like, silence and also music. Like, there is dialogue in this. I guess this is more of what I was trying to say earlier. Of like, obviously we know she speaks in the film. It's memorable.
Yeah.
But the actual energy of the film is so much more in the silence and in the music than it is in the character interactions, right? Like, that's where the spirit of the film lies.
Yeah. I agree. It's like, I think it was like one of the things I said in a different review for the film is just like, this thing just draws out tension like a knife. Like, it just, there's so much in the silent spaces between moments. And like, this last scene too has a bit of that hand-holding cinema to me of like, he gets back in the car and they're both just like, she's looking off to the side, he's staring ahead, and they hold there for like a minute or two of just sitting in that. And then he slowly reaches over into the glove compartment, grabs a cassette, and they sit and listen to the music together for a minute, and then kind of slowly look at each other again. And it's like, okay, like again, this silent acknowledgement of, I know what you did, and I know you know what I did, and are we okay with it anyway? And they are, and they drive off together. They
are.
You know?
Yeah.
So I like the ending a lot. I think it's very interesting.
Yeah.
How did you feel when credits rolled on this? Like, what was the first?
The first thing I said was, "Oh, that was really fun."
Yeah.
And then I was like, "Well, it's not. It was fun, but it's also, I was like, that was very interesting."
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, I gotta go to bed.
I gotta go sleep. I gotta go.
I slept on it, and I've been thinking about it more today as I was working. And again, I like this film a lot. I quite like it. I think it's an incredible. This is, correct me if I'm wrong, her directorial debut.
It is,
right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It feels very like assuaged.
It's very confident, for sure.
It feels confident. It feels, again, like I said earlier, like she poured a lot of love and passion into this, and it's clear that she's thought about every single piece of this thing.
Totally.
So much. I mean, I noticed for you, like your first watch 4 stars. Mm-hmm. Second watch 4.5.
Yeah.
Third watch 4 stars.
Yeah.
What is keeping it from being higher for you? Or like what are things about it that you're like, not necessarily that you don't like, but just like what is kind of the limit that this film reaches for you?
I think that I love so much the sketch lines of this thing. I love the shape that it's building. And part of its strength is the vagueness and the lightness of those strokes, but there's some solidity in the middle that I miss, of like, I want more romance, I want more vampire. A little, like, it's these things that feel like the suggestions of an interesting ideas. One of our friends, I really liked her review where she talked about, shout out to our friend Amanda, who said that she's like, I think I like the idea of this movie more than I like this movie.
Yeah.
And like, that's kind of how it feels sometimes. Like conceptually, this is so interesting and rad, and it like, I love everything that it presents, and just I wish there was more of it, is basically where I'm at. Sure. And that's what keeps it from going all the way for me.
It's what, like an hour and 37 without credits? Something like that, or with credits even, maybe?
Yeah, it's pretty
short.
brief.
It also just feels like that's a result of, like, obviously, I don't watch this and go, well, there's a lot more that she wanted to do.
Yeah.
Like, even though she has the history all figured out, I don't get the sense that this movie did, its budget was, their low tier budget. Like, obviously it was, but like, I don't see her yearning for more from this.
It doesn't feel like it. Like, she talks about in the documentary that one of the only things, and maybe not the only thing, but like the only thing she mentions in the graphic novel, she's like, well, what I love about graphic novel is that like we can do all the things we couldn't do in the film. So there's a lot more of her like jumping around on rooftops and being much more vertically agile that they just couldn't do on this kind of budget that's like all over the graphic novel. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense.
That does make sense.
But like to your point, the movie doesn't feel incomplete. No. It just feels maybe thin.
Yeah, I think that's a great way of putting it. I like the image you evoked of sketch lines. Mm-hmm. Something I do want to bring up is I saw someone's review say, well, this more ends up being Arash's story than hers, which I do find an interesting comment to make. I don't view that as being something that you can actually technically criticize.
Yeah.
Because this is a film that she wrote and directed. Mm-hmm. She made it into, she's clearly very happy with it. She's very, she made it the exact way that she wanted to, is the vibe that I get.
Right.
So it doesn't feel like she was prevented from making it more about the girl. But
sure.
I do think, like, to our friend Amanda's point of like the idea of this movie, does a lot of that come from the title as well, of like, do we miss more of her doing vampire stuff?
Yeah.
Before we really get into the Arash story. Like, we are introduced to Arash before we're introduced to her. Mm-hmm. And like, would you argue that he is our main character?
I mean, he's certainly our point of view character. It's
an interesting differentiation there.
Yeah, like, I don't feel like he is that different from the beginning of the movie to the end, right? Like, obviously he loses his father and that affects him, but like, again, he wanted to leave before and now he's leaving, right? Like, it's this idea of your title character needs to be your protagonist, your main character, I think is a fallacy, Sure. It's a real Ferris Bueller situation of like, he stays the same, Cameron changes, and I think the girl changes.
And in Back to the Future, the character Back to the Future stays the same.
Of course,
the entire time. Mm-hmm. I guess here's how I would put it. Maybe is, do we just wish we had more of the girl? Is that where the thinness comes from? Because if you have more of her, then you get more vampires. If you get more of the romance from her point of view, at least, like, I do see if that point, not that I saw anyone making that point, but like, I do find myself basically being like, I feel like I understand her well enough. Mm-hmm. I think the scene with Ati is really good. Yeah. And I like seeing her dreams, but I'm like, I would have liked to spend more time with her in her room. Like, more time with her. Like,
it's so interesting because like, I've seen this movie 3 times, and not once have I thought about like, oh, well, I really need to know the backstory of this character. I need to know how she became a vampire. But in the behind the scenes, hearing her talk about it and looking at the diagram she's written out, like, I do want more of that now. Because like, she talks about that, and she's like, oh yeah, like, there was this period in like the 70s where she just decided she was going to kill herself. And she went out to the desert every day and waited for the sun to rise. And then as dawn came, she'd chicken out every time and burrow into the sand and just wait it out. Wow. It's like, that's interesting. And like, there's just this really complex and interesting ideas that she has in there. And knowing that now, like, makes me feel even more what I was already feeling after this last watch of just like, yeah, I think you might be right. Like, maybe more of the girl, because there's,
I think, yeah.
It's
Sorry,
the interesting, no, you're good. It's the interesting juxtaposition of the title is that the title leads you to believe what is, the oft repeated wisdom people impart of like, hey, if you're a woman, don't go walking alone at night, bad things can happen. And the title puts that image into your mind, and it's a wonderful subversion of like, no, she's fine. She can walk alone at night because she is the danger.
Right. And yet, I guess my thing is that we basically only ever see her through the eyes of the other characters.
Yes. Yeah.
We very rarely are with her by herself. Mm-hmm. And when we are, it's her dreams, or it's early in the film when she's just in her room. Yeah. And I think what I want is just more of her by herself. Mm-hmm. Because and like, obviously, I don't mean to, like, you could also look at it as, well, that's very intentional, that like we mostly only see her through the eyes of everyone else. Mm-hmm. It is interesting, but then I almost am like, I don't know. I'm not trying to act like I'm smarter than the movie. No, I'm not. But you're
just trying to puzzle out what's missing for you.
After it, like when it ended, I think I mostly was just like, that was really interesting. She's really cool. Mm-hmm. And yet so much of the time in the film is spent with other people, which is fine. I have no problem with that. But I do just wish there was maybe more time with her as herself.
It feels like there's a lot of ideas here. And because of the truncated runtime, none of them quite have enough time to breathe and to fully develop.
Which contributes to the sketch imagery that you came up with of like, this is very well sketched out.
Totally.
And you can absolutely look into that and thicken the lines yourself. But I do, and on some level I am like, it's really impressive all that they achieve in 90 minutes. Like,
totally.
She does build a world, and she builds out all of these characters, and it is very impressive, but then it ends. Yeah. And you're kind of like, yeah, and like obviously like you pay like it. I think it's paced well. I think it's made very well. I just want, like you said, I just kind of want more of it, really. Yeah. Because it was really cool when the girl was on the skateboard and her chador was flowing behind her.
Was very cool.
That was very cool.
Agreed.
And I think if there's no other takeaway, that can be the takeaway.
I think so.
Yeah.
Before we get into criteria, I do one thing that we didn't mention that absolutely deserves a shout out is the soundtrack by Beru is incredible. I love the music in this. It is such a great spaghetti western score. I love just like the electric guitar rips in this thing are so cool.
It is really cool.
It's a great soundtrack.
Yeah, for sure. I guess that's another question is like, is the intentional absence of her interior world just by herself, is that pulled from spaghetti western at all? Like if she is the hero figure or, the man, and I say this having seen quite literally no spaghetti westerns.
We should put those on the list. They're really, they're great.
But like no one in film school was like, I'm going to sit you down and make you watch one of these.
Fascinating.
I've watched plenty of clips.
Yeah.
I've done the study. I haven't seen them. So I'm relying on you for that.
I can see that interpretation. However, for that to work, I think it's exactly what you hit upon before of like, we can see the man with no name through the eyes of others, but we're going to spend most of our time with him. Like we have to see it becomes, we are in the interiority of that character until that a character is being observed by other people. And then the camera moves outward to those perspectives and we see them through those eyes.
Yes.
Which makes sense within that particular genre. And I think we would need more of that for it to read fully. Because, like, she's got a lot of that Clint Eastwood enigma going on for her.
Absolutely.
But we as the audience are so fully locked in on Arash's perspective and his story that she comes into rather than a handoff of protagonists midway through, you know?
Right. Yeah. Okay. Well, I just wanted to ask that because I was like, I do want to pay tribute to that major influence on this movie. And you're talking about the score, which you're absolutely right. Rips.
Yeah. Rips so hard.
Did just kind of remind me of that. So
totally.
I didn't
I'm glad you brought it up.
Go unmentioned.
Yes.
Okay. Some criteria?
Mm-hmm.
Summary? Should we just do
Let's just do it again. Run it back.
Let's see if we can double time it this time.
Historical and technical relevance.
It goes to Kane.
Yeah, there's not much of an argument to be made here.
Yeah.
It's intriguing. It's interesting. My historical relevance. Yeah, went to Sundance. My historical relevance for this will always be at the first year of grad school, bringing this film up. There was a luncheon for all of the grad students in the fine arts department, and I was talking with some students from music or something, and like, oh, you're a film guy, you must watch a lot of movies. What have you watched anything good lately? And I just seen this, and I brought it up, and I was like, oh, I just watched this Iranian vampire movie, Girl Walks Home Alone at Night. And from across the room, Dr. Chris Lepard, who is his whole area of focus is like Middle Eastern and world cinema.
Yeah.
And just from across the room was like, actually, it's not an Iranian film. And then proceeds to explain
because it isn't.
It's not, but it just explains the full like production history of this film to me from across the room during this luncheon. Shout out to Chris Lepard.
That's delightful, and that is, I think, one of the most Chris stories I've ever heard.
Yeah.
That is fantastic.
It's really great.
I'm so thrilled hearing that. That's awesome. Because he's right.
Yeah, he is right.
Chris listens to this and spent the entire episode just
dying a little bit. Yeah.
Oh man, I immediately thought that the people from the music program were gonna go, that is like the most film grad student thing you could ever say.
Yes.
Have you seen anything good recently? Yes. Well, I recently watched an Iranian vampire film inspired by spaghetti westerns. It's like
it's also in black and white.
Like, okay, grad film words. Grad. Yeah.
Yeah. Grad school Mad Libs right there.
Yeah, grad school word salad for sure. But it's real and it rocks.
Yeah.
And she rides a skateboard.
Point to Kane, though. Absolutely point to Kane.
How was these movies? I beat you to it.
You did. I mean, she seems so entirely pleased with it. You know, the director, I don't know what else she wanted to do with this.
Very rarely do we watch a movie where there's so much evidence of the director being like, I love this movie.
I love it.
Isn't this movie
This is great what I made.
Because, yeah.
Yeah.
When you're making things that are true to your, interests, obviously you're going to be like, this movie rocks.
Yeah.
And I found that really charming and refreshing, honestly, that she was just like, I love this thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's awesome.
It's nice. It's really good.
Do we know, in all these interviews, she's talking about how the next movie she was going to make was she was making it in Texas. It was called The Bad Batch.
Yeah.
Do you know what happened with that?
Yeah, it came out 2 years later, 2016. I have not seen it. I was looking up one of her. I think it is her most recent thing.
It stars Suki Waters and Jason Momoa and Keanu Reeves and Jim Carrey are in it.
Yeah, it's a stacked cast. But like one of her most recent things was she did an episode on Del Toro's Cabinet of Curiosities.
Oh,
so
that's fun.
she's still around. She's still doing stuff.
Oh, her IMDb
but has done a lot of.
Fantastic.
Oh, I didn't. Yeah, she did 2 episodes of the Twilight Zone reboot. That's cool.
Fun.
Nice.
Oh yeah,
yeah. She's done a lot. She's done a lot of TV.
Legion. She directed Legion, some Legion stuff.
Yeah. So she's done a lot of TV stuff, which is great.
Okay. Give her another movie.
Yeah. Her last one was in 2021, Mona Lisa and the Blood Moon. Fun. I would be curious to check out more of her work, I think.
Yeah, I mean, all of her stuff is, it's in green from Metacritic.
Yeah.
It seems like it's right around 70.
Nice.
Kate Hudson. Craig Robinson. Mona Lisa and the Blood Moon. yeah, I guess I'll check out more of her stuff. That's so interesting. Wow. Good for her. So okay, back to the question at hand. You think this movie's doing really well at what it's trying to do?
I do think it's doing well at what it's trying to do.
From the standpoint, I like you bringing it back to what this question is, which is, is the director's to-do list all checked off?
Yeah.
Seems like it is for her.
I think so. Is it more checked off than Orson Welles' was with Kane?
Oh, man.
You would know better than I, having read the book on the subject.
Oh, boy. Oh, I never should have read that book. No,
you become the resident authority.
I know. It's a real bummer.
Yeah, it's too bad.
Well, here's the thing is, like, I do think that obviously for Wells, making Kane was making a studio picture in the 40s.
Yeah.
It was basically artistic hell, right? And he managed to achieve a very, close and accurate result from his vision and the vision of everyone else who worked on it. I was thinking about A Girl Who Walks Home Alone at Night as being one of those movies that reminds you what 21st century filmmaking is and can be. Of like, this is a great example of all the good things and also the kind of inherent limits to independent filmmaking in the 21st century. Right?
I can see that.
It basically follows every kind of step you could imagine going right for an independent film in the 2010s, right? Of like, based on a short film that did well.
Yeah.
Raised money on the internet, got into Sundance, then got picked up, has a Blu-ray out. Like, she got work off the back of it, mostly streaming TV. Like, that is basically the 2010s, like mid to late 2010s success story for an independent filmmaker, right?
Yeah.
And so I think for this question, like, they're so different. I want to look at it more as like, from an audience standpoint, how well is the movie doing what it's trying to do? Like, how does that, clearly it's hitting all of the director's, goals. Yeah. Both basically are. There's probably some things about Kane that Wells would have been like, and I never got to do it the way that he's probably was very nitpicky about that stuff. But like, if you look at it from, okay, well, what is the audience getting out of this? So for us, and this does take us into the third piece of criteria, kind of, it's the midsection here. It's a joint effort, dual funding, whatever. All the logos at the front of the criterion, piece of criteria rather. I think it's interesting that you and I both really like this movie. And we're like, yeah, I mean, feels a little thin.
Yeah.
Like, it is doing what it's trying to do, and what it's trying to do is good, but it also still feels like there's more that could have been done. Which is an interesting place for this to land, I think. Right?
Yeah.
Which is why I kind of bring in that third piece of criteria of like, well, do you like what it's like? Do you like it? Like, and I think that is an interesting thing to bring up in context of, if this film is doing what it's trying to do well, and yet we both kind of walk away from it going, I just feel like, there's like a little more that I would like to see.
Yeah.
That's not a bad thing. We want more of the movie. But it does kind of speak to, well, then is the movie doing what it's trying to do well if we leave a little hungry for more, a little unsatisfied?
Yeah.
Just a little bit unsatisfied. I don't know.
Yeah, I think you bring up a lot of very good points with that. I would probably say, I think my gut says that Kane also gets this one. I think it's, even if in some of the things it's trying to do I don't like as much, I think it's achieving them.
You don't walk out of Kane being like, I just feel like,
yeah.
You're like, no, this feels like it's got everything.
Yeah.
That it was trying to do under its belt, at least.
Totally.
And then that's where it's like, you don't have to like everything that it's doing, but it did them.
It did them. Yeah, I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that's 2 to Kane. Third one, I imagine you. Although you haven't put it on too much in the last few years.
No, but like it is like
But you think about it.
I think about it. It comes up in
often.
conversation a lot. Like I do like this movie.
It's kind of the innocence in a way.
A little bit, yeah, yeah.
I do want you to know that I can't think about or hear the title of The Innocents without hearing my own voice go, "It's The Innocents."
Yeah.
And you going, "Yes."
Yeah. Yep.
Anyway.
That's very good.
Anyway, I just needed you to know that.
Yeah. So I would say I would give that point to Girl Walks Home.
A Girl Walks Home. There's no. How would you shorten the title of this? A Girl? A Girl Walks.
A Girl Walks.
A Girl Walks Home. A Girl Walks Home Alone. At night.
I think I just shortened it to A Girl Walks Home Alone at.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. Do you want to leave a little suspense?
Yeah.
At what?
Leave them wanting more.
Ooh. And that's what they did.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, taking a step back.
I don't think there's a whole lot of an argument to be made. It's a cool movie. It's a vibey movie.
It's a very cool movie.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad it's on the show.
Yeah,
I'm glad
me too.
we talked about it, and I'm happy that it's going to be on our list of movies we've talked about.
Absolutely.
I don't think so.
Oh, excuse me.
I don't think it is.
No.
But it's a very cool movie.
It's a very cool movie, but I would agree. A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night is not better than Citizen Kane.
Would Citizen Kane be higher in your standing if Kane at any point rode a skateboard?
Absolutely. If
Rosebud
was a skateboard, top of the list. Forget Portrait of a Lady on Fire. It means nothing.
Shit. Oh shit! If Rosebud was a
skateboard.
Should they remake Citizen Kane and make Rosebud a skateboard?
Hey, you know what? If there's any time for us to pitch that, it is the present. I think we could get the green light
as well.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's true.
We go in, we say, okay, it's about Elon Musk, and he rides a skateboard.
He had previously ridden a skateboard.
Yep.
But a young actor playing him rides a skateboard.
Mm-hmm.
You know who's out of retirement? Daniel Day-Lewis.
Oh, hey.
Could we get him on a skateboard?
We could get Daniel Day on a skateboard, I think.
Or at least talking about the skateboard he loved when he was a child. Because here's the thing.
Yeah.
Citizen Kane remake is going to go to Netflix, and they need the characters to talk about what's happening so that the audience on their phones understands.
Yeah.
So then you would get Daniel Day-Lewis being like, I remember when I was a boy, and I had a skateboard. It was called Rosebud. And the audience at home goes, oh shit, and they're looking at their phones. That's what I'm miming. Oh wow, there's a skateboard.
Yeah.
It's cool. You know what else is cool, Parker, is every once in a while on the show we don't talk about a movie that we think is good. Every once in a while we talk about a movie that we don't think is good.
Yeah, it's a rare occurrence, but we do at least once a year try to throw in a certified stinker.
Yeah. And what are the past certified stinkers? It's Love Actually.
Love
it's
Actually.
Was there another one last year, or is that it?
I feel like that was it, but let's take a quick
and
gander.
This is all worth listening to, audience.
I think so.
We're leading up to
Stay with us, folks.
Something that Parker's been excited about this for months.
Thrilled.
He put it on the calendar, and we talk about it all the time.
Yeah, I've been giddy waiting for this one. I can't wait, folks. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna get a quick look through what we've done so far.
Okay.
And I have to do ones that, like, there are movies that we landed on being kind of stinkers, but just we came in.
I don't think Forrest Gump was chosen because we knew we didn't like that.
Exactly. So yeah, it's absolutely Love Actually.
Love Actually is the first.
Uh-huh.
And
Greatest
then
Showman
was literally a prank on Parker.
Yes, it was. I think that's been it. I think that has been it. I think we've had one every year. One a year.
One time a year, we do one bad movie. And Parker, what are we talking about next time on the show?
Ladies and gentlemen, next time,
Halloween episode.
To close out Halloween season, we will be talking about 2004's Van Helsing, starring Hugh Jackman. And Crazy that we've got 2 Hugh stinkers in here. Huge, actually. Hugh as it
Jackman.
were.
I was going to say, we've got to do one of his good ones. And then I was like...
Let's just bring Les Mis next time, you know?
That's not a good one.
No, it's not. That's exact. This is Find All the Jackman
Australia?
stinkers.
Should we bring on... Oh, no.
Hey, I like The Fountain. I know it's not for everybody. I like The Fountain.
Yeah.
You know?
You stand by your claim that he should have just made the Music Man movie.
He should have. Dude.
He and Sutton Foster should have just done it as the movie.
Yeah,
They should
truly.
have just done a Music Man movie.
I stand by that. Followed by the other Music Man hot take that comes courtesy of my sister, which I think is a stroke of brilliance, which is that she firmly believes that we have to see a revival or a movie with Seth MacFarlane as Harold Hill.
That's
And I was like,
yes.
that's
yes.
really good.
Okay, so maybe there was a reason that Hugh Jackman didn't make a movie.
Yeah, there's someone waiting in the wings,
Seth
as it were.
MacFarlane was waiting in the wings to do the Music Man movie.
But all this to say, talking about Van Helsing, we will be joined, so long as his busy schedule allows.
Fingers
crossed that we will be joined by the second Aud Bro, Mr. William Cowser.
Our annual guest. Comes on one time a year to bless our souls.
Mm-hmm. To keep us in line.
It's already almost been a year since he was last on for Hundreds of Beavers. Isn't that nuts?
I can't fathom that. I truly cannot wrap my head around that.
Next time, fingers crossed, Will had better be on the episode.
I need him to answer that text. I need him to answer. Will, please. Oh, please. Will, if you're listening, answer the text.
I need to hear his takes on Van Helsing.
Yeah, I talked to him about it. I saw him when we were up in Oregon for the show, and I told him about it, and he's like, that sounds great. And then he just said, oh man, that means I'm gonna have to watch Van Helsing by myself. He's like, because Rio's not gonna do it with me. He's like, the thought of Van Helsing solo is a lot to stomach.
I've been thinking about that too.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about our histories with Van Helsing next time.
Time
to end the episode. Thank you all for listening.
Thanks, everyone.
Goodbye.
Bye.